Oi, pessoal, bem rapidinho, passando aqui antes do episódio para avisar que Sound School está fechando no dia 12 de março, ou seja, segunda-feira que vem. Então, você que está escutando agora e estava esperando uma desculpa para comprar inglês no cru, agora é a hora. Dia 12 de março, últimas inscrições. Beijo!
Hey, Alexia.
Hey, Foster.
Let's talk about Cambly really quick.
Yes.
How about this? I give a reason I love Cambly. I will
Very
give
good.
a reason. Meu Deus. Okay, I'm going to unplug this Amazon device. Okay. The other Alexa is dead.
I'm not Alexa.
I'm saying Alexa's dead,
Uh-huh.
and we just have Alexia.
That's right.
So I will give you a reason I love Cambly, and you give a reason you love Cambly.
Okay.
The principal reason I love Cambly is because it focuses on the most important thing, which is having conversations with real live speakers, and it's affordable. So we work on pronunciation and listening and a lot of stuff, but conversation is the only thing that it involves everything. That's the goal. That's my thing. What's your thing?
Okay, after the class with one of the teachers from Cambly, you can get it on your email and watch everything all over again. So you can have your recorded class to review your mistakes, to study more, and things like that.
Yeah, the power of recording is very powerful. So go to Cambly.com or download the Cambly app on your smartphone or whatever kind of phone you have and use the referral code Inglês no Cru Podcast.
Inglês no Cru Podcast, vai lá no Cambly.com, no aplicativo do Cambly, coloca o nosso referral code Inglês no Cru Podcast e ganha uma aula de graça.
Só isso. Let's get on with me. Come on, Alexia. Let's get on
With the show.
on
One
with
more
the show.
time.
On with the show. Okay, on with the show.
Ah.
Hey, Alexia, how are you doing?
I am pretty good, and you sound sleepy.
I am still waking up. It is Monday, and as you know, and as I imagine a lot of our listeners know, I'm a little bit grumpy on Monday.
A little bit.
Do you have a good translation for grumpy? De mau humor.
Mau humor. Chateado, de saco cheio.
Yeah,
Everything.
but it's just like Monday mornings. I get better. Don't worry. Okay, so Alexia, today we are continuing our conversation about work, about business English, and we have a subject that is personally very interesting for both of us.
Yes.
Yes, and that topic is this kind of debate about which is better, being a generalist or a specialist.
True.
What is true?
That we have this topic and we are
Okay.
talking about it.
Alexia is not giving her positions right now. She's just saying, true, that is what we are going to do. Okay, so 3 episodes. Alexia, episode number 1 today, we're just going to try to lay out the format of the debate, talk about what a generalist is and what a specialist is.
Mm-hmm.
And then tomorrow we will look at the benefits of each one.
Mm-hmm.
Or tomorrow we'll do one, and then Wednesday we'll do another. And kind of decide where we think we fit in and what's best for everyone.
I already know the answer for everything.
Oh,
Ooh.
smart. Okay, so
Just because we were having a long talk about it. So
yes, Alexia and I have been talking about this a lot. Thank you, Alexia, for putting up with my endless, annoying conversations.
no problem. And it's not annoying.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's start with generalist.
Okay.
Do you have an idea of what a generalist is in kind of simple definition?
Yeah, it's me. Okay, so generalist is a person who can do everything. Like, um, I'm gonna give very, very easy example. So if you are working at a bakery, right? You know how to make bread, you know how to deliver the bread, you know how to charge the money for the bread, you know how to do everything for this business.
Right, right, exactly. And I would also add that I think the term generalist kind of implies that you're not a specialist in one certain topic. So maybe you could be really good at baking bread, but you're not like the expert. You're not the person that people go to when they really, really need to know how to bake bread.
Yeah, it's not like the best bread from the city, but it's a good bread. And that's it.
Yeah, just a fast thing. In English, we never say a good bread. We just say good bread.
Okay.
We would say
I
a
will never
piece.
understand this.
We
It's
we would say a piece.
peace.
Or depending on the kind of bread, maybe a loaf. Do you know what a loaf is?
No.
Woo,
My
full
life
of new
just got
vocabulary.
very, very, very difficult after it.
A loaf of bread, like if you want to make a sandwich, you have a big thing that you can cut into several pieces. The actual big thing, that is the loaf.
Uh,
Yeah.
why
Unnecessary
do you
word.
do that? And bun? What's a bun?
A bun? Bun depends. You have hamburger bun, you have a hot dog bun. A bun can be used in a lot of different
And a
things.
bao bao bun.
Bao bao bun is that is a very complicated reference to a French bulldog that Alexia loves.
He's bun bun.
Okay, so this podcast is not about Frenchies or about sandwiches.
No, okay, so let's go back to generalist, the meaning of it.
Yes, so let me start with a question. Do you understand the phrase jack of all trades, master of none?
Uh huh.
I love when Alexia does this. She says, with this look of just panic on her face. Like, what did
No,
I just do?
I wasn't panicking. I was like, yes, I finally got it. I don't know if I'll be correct, but I think I am.
Okay.
Okay, so say it again.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
So, um, you fake it till you make it. I have no idea.
We appreciate the effort, Alexia.
I think that I know, but I don't know.
Okay. So, if you recall, we watched a show on Netflix called Master of None,
That's true.
who, by the way, is by a comedian I love named Aziz Ansari, who is from my home state of South Carolina.
Yay!
Yes, the second season is much better than the first, if you're interested.
I prefer the first.
Second season, they're in Italy. It's amazing.
Yeah, but I prefer the first.
Okay, so a jack of all trades, master of none, that refers to a generalist. I wrote down a definition here. It says, a jack of all trades, master of none, is a figure of speech used in reference to a person who has dabbled in many skills rather than gaining expertise in focusing in just one skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I thought would be, but I could never explain.
Yeah. Do you understand the word dabbled?
No.
Dabble is just kind of getting your feet wet, not really. If someone says, oh, do you practice yoga? You could say, dabble in yoga. It's like, yeah, I go to yoga, but I'm definitely not an expert.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So that is a generalist, someone that has a lot of different skills, but they're not necessarily like world class or, really, really have a high level of expertise in one thing.
Okay, so when you are generalist, you are kind of good at everything. Like you learn how to do everything, right? But sometimes you are better in some things than the others.
Exactly. A generalist is not excluding like, oh, you're just kind of good at everything. People have different levels of expertise. For example, I consider myself a generalist, but I am definitely more knowledgeable about phonetics than the average Joe. Average Joe is a phrase we use, just like your average dude, your average guy.
Remind me to talk about Joe, this kind of thing.
Okay, I don't know who Joe is, but we will talk
Yeah.
about him later. Okay, and a specialist, on the other hand, Alexia, when you think about a specialist, what do you think about?
It's a person who only makes the bread. He's there 24/7, more or less, only making the bread, and he doesn't know how logistics works, how the how do you say caixa? Tipo, para
The
pagar.
cash register?
Yeah, the cash register works or anything like that. He's a specialist only at only one thing.
Yes. So I would also give the same disclaimer that a specialist is an expert in one area, but that does not mean that they are just like horrible in
Yeah,
everything else.
they can do the other things, but
Right. So let's
it would be
imagine.
worse than the generalist doing everything.
Yeah. So imagine you're working at a technology company and you have a specialist in writing a specific type of code. If you need help fixing the coffee maker, you're probably not going to ask this guy because you know he's writing code and that's what he does best. But if you have a problem with that specific line of code, he is your guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, general definitions, good?
Yeah.
Okay. And general impressions. Ooh, no, one thing we need to talk about. I think it is important to differentiate that we have generalist and specialist tendencies in our personal lives
Mm-hmm.
and also more industry specific, right? Because you have people that, I don't know, let's say you play piano and you get obsessed with piano, and every day when you come home from work, that is all you do is practice piano. But maybe at work, you're a generalist.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a difference between work and home, and
Yeah.
you can be different things.
We
in
are
different
talking
places.
about work here.
Yeah, we're talking about work here. Okay, last question of the day. Do you have a first impression of which do you think would be better?
It depends on the industry that you are working.
Very diplomatic you are.
But I do
Alexia.
believe that.
Okay.
I think that the generalist, it works for like the normal professions, you know,
Yeah.
and
Alexia's
specialists.
using air quotes.
Yeah. And specialists would work for more, like if you are working at NASA, they need specialists to build the foguete and everything like that.
Yeah. NASA needs some generalists as well. But that is what we will get into in the next 2 episodes. I think that is good for today, just to set up the debate. Alexia has one more question.
No, I want to talk about Joan though.
Oh, John Doe.
Yeah.
John.
What did you say?
So we have John Doe, Jane Doe. I
Yes.
said your average Joe.
Sorry guys, but now you know what that's all about. John Doe and Jane Doe.
Yeah, kind of. So a quick little lesson. John Doe and Jane Doe, that is just when you want someone to remain anonymous, or you're giving an example of, okay, we have this person, John Doe, but you don't want to say their actual name, right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, an average Joe, that's just like your average American guy in the streets. You know, I probably know more about phonetics than him.
Okay. Do you know how I know John and Jane Doe?
No, I don't.
Law and Order, CSI, Grey's Anatomy, every time that someone is dead and they don't know the name or the identity of this person, is Jane for girls or John for boys, John and Jane Doe.
And on that note, everything that we talk about, somehow Alexia turns that into a true crime mystery. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye! Oi, gente! Como eu falei no comecinho desse episódio, nós estamos fechando Sound School. E até o dia 12 de março, ou seja, mais ou menos uma semana, você tem esse tempinho aí para se inscrever. E é um curso completamente focado na pronúncia e na conversação. Então, para você que escuta a gente quase todos os dias ou todos os dias e já tem conhecimento um pouquinho mais do que básico, você pode se inscrever nesse curso. O que você vai aprender? Você vai aprender sobre os sons. E a gente, na hora de fazer o curso, na hora de fazer o planejamento do curso, a gente pensou em todos os tipos diferentes de pessoas que vão se inscrever. Então, tem pessoas com horários completamente malucos, que trabalham em horários diversos e que às vezes tiram férias e que às vezes têm compromissos de trabalho, que viajam, ou para você que realmente fica em casa trabalhando de casa. Então, a gente pensou o seguinte, 20 semanas de curso, Então, você vai receber semanalmente o material, tudo direitinho para estudar. E o mais legal, se você não puder fazer 1, 2, 3 semanas, você vai receber o material de qualquer forma, porque o material é seu para sempre. Então, vamos supor que você comece semana que vem, e aí logo na terceira semana você não pode fazer de jeito algum, não tem problema. Vai continuar chegando no seu e-mail, vai estar lá na plataforma direitinho, da onde você parou, o que você precisa fazer. Então, é uma organização sua com o Sound School, não vai ter problema algum se você está preocupada em relação a isso. Claro que a gente dá dicas de como se organizar, qual é a melhor maneira de estudar. Então, é mais ou menos isso. Então, queria que vocês prestassem atenção que o schedule é você quem faz, tá? Então é isso. Sound School foi preparado e pensado completamente em você.